Welcome to this webinar, how you can create a powerful week and really using your energy and time to the fullest. I want to learn you how to stop pushing yourself beyond your limits, how you can feel more alive and honor your time for self-rejuvenation. My name is Lotte Vesterli, and I'm an occupational therapist, coach, RIM facilitator, and Qigong participant, and doing some healing work as well. I won't go too much of my story today, but just want you to let you know that I came from a place with a lot of anxiety and really feeling totally low about myself, having no self-esteem at all, to the place where I am today. I can be among other people, feeling alive and feeling great. But this is not about what we're talking about today. Today we're going to talk about you and how you can move forward in your life. I want to encourage you to take notes. Not because I want you to write down every single word that I'm saying. On the contrary, I want you to be able to dump down all the inspiration that you get today. Things where you think, oh, I could do that. Maybe if I write it down. Because as Mark Victor Hansen say, as soon as you think it, ink it. Because we all think that we can remember what we just thought about. But in a matter of moments, we get new thoughts, and the old one gets away. So when you take notes, you're actually imprinting it in your memory as well. And you've probably seen more and more often that, at least I do that, I can write down my whole shopping list. And as soon as I've written it down, and even if I forget it, I know pretty much what to get when I go through the store because it's imprinted in my mind. But if I don't write it down, I don't get all the things that I need. So write it down to implement it in your brain. Just all the good ideas and inspirations that you get. So if you don't have a piece of paper and a pen right here with you, go ahead and take the next few minutes while I just go through the program to get it. Today, I'm going to create a powerful week with you. And my promise to you is that you'll stop leaking your energy, how you can feel more alive, how you can get the right things done, and how you can honor your time. Going back to is it the right things? Because there's many books about getting things done, and there's so many things that needs to be done, we think, by us, maybe from some other people. Maybe we don't have to do everything ourselves. So how do you decide what is the right thing for you to do and how to do it? And that's some of the things I'll talk about today. But first of all, I'm going to talk about balance. Balance is one of the most powerful words that we can learn. And as well learn how we can have balance in our life. Because without balance, we're tipping to one side. And we get more and more sick or stressed. Just getting out of balance. Having balance in your life is about being at peace, maybe, but also about being able to handle what's coming up and have time both for the things you have to do, work, household things, and to be with your friends, family, with your kids, and having time for yourself. It's a challenge to create a balance, but it can be done, and I'll teach you how today. The other big word is energy. And energy goes through everything that we're doing. We actually get energy from a lot of places. The sun, or just being outside in nature, even on a cloudy day, that gets us energy. The food, the right food, I would say, that we're eating gives us energy. The rest we're taking, the sleep we're getting. Moderate exercise. What is moderate? Depends who you are. You probably know it yourself. But it's something that you do that's just stretching you a little bit. And if you do absolutely nothing today, 5 minutes is a good start. But increase it over time. Because most of us have it's really good if you can get up to at least half an hour. Just walking doesn't have to be anything extreme, depending on your type. And again, only you will know. We also get energy for having fun, laughing, being in tune, being with our kids, and just taking time just for self. The thing is, even we get energy from all these places, we deplete a lot of energy during the day as well. The tightness in our muscles deplete us from energy because the body is using a lot of power to keep that tightness. So we need to let go of that to keep getting back to being relaxed. And every time you can think about it, try to relax whatever tightness you have. Maybe put your shoulders all the way up to your ears and relax it. Do that 3-4 times every now and then whenever you remember it. The food, if you're eating food that's not very healthy, especially when you eat a lot of it. But healthy food and brain food can sometimes be two different things. Some things that really give us some good mood and energy in one way is not really healthy. And I'm thinking about a piece of chocolate or a bit of candy, cookie, things like that. That you might enjoy. But if you enjoy it and say, I shouldn't be eating this is very unhealthy, why do I do that? It's taking energy away from us. If you, on the other hand, go, oh, I'm going to enjoy this good little piece of chocolate and really sit just being with it and really take it in. It gives you some energy. So just think about how much and when and exactly your mindset when you're eating things like that. I'm not telling you to eat a lot, but just telling you to really enjoy it when you do it. So it gives you energy instead of depleting energy. Another one, and this is a biggie that most people actually don't know, the breathing. How we breathe and how much we breathe. The thing is that when you breathe, you have to breathe all the way to the bottom of your lungs. And if you put a hand right now on top of your stomach, and you take one deep breath in, you might feel your stomach going out. And if not, and you put another hand on top of your chest, you felt your chest going up. Try it again. The thing is, we want not the chest to go up, but the stomach to go out. And the way you can do that is to take long, deep breaths in and think at the same time that the air is going to go all the way down to your feet. And no, it's not going to go all the way down. But when you think it's going to go all the way down there, you're actually going to fill up as much as your lung as possible, and you get it all the way down to the bottom. And you'll feel how your stomach is going to go out. Just try it again. Just think about your air. One long, deep, slow in-breath. Inhale, and think of the air going all the way down to your feet. Come on. Good. And now exhale slowly. Often when we only breathe and it comes up to the top of the chest, most of the air is going to the empty room. This is where the luft gets in before it reaches the lungs. And we don't get oxygen into our bloodstream. When we don't do that, we don't get it in out to our whole body. And actually, one of the things that use the most oxygen is our brain. Uses up to 20% of the oxygen in the blood in order to function properly. So when we have lack of oxygen, the brain is not going to work very well for us. So every time you think about it, and remember this, take 3 deep breaths in. And if you sit in a room with no windows or door closed all the day, especially when there's a lot of people in it, you feel the air get heavier and heavier as the oxygen is used. Go outside and take a couple of breaths and feel how that helps you get more energy. Enough of that. It's not the whole thing today, but just remember breathing is the biggie. When we worry about things or think about what we should do and haven't got done, it takes energy away from us. That's why it's so good to write everything down and have a strategy. Write down what all the things you have to do so you have a good overview. So you don't have to go ahead and think about it. And maybe if there's so many things you don't get done, think about if you can delegate it. Actually, a very good idea is to write every task you have to do or think you have to do in your work life, household, with your kids, shopping, doing the dishes on a daily basis, doing the laundry, sending up this mail, post this, do the bank, whatever it is. Write it down. Make one long list when this seminar is over. And when you've done that, take out every point and look, is it something that's important or not? Something that still needs to be done? Sometimes it's an old saying, something that repair on a blouse maybe, that you're not even going to use anymore because it's so dated. You had it laying in that drawer for 3 years, thinking that you should do that. So maybe you can just throw it away. And a lot of the things are things that would need to be done, but maybe not of you. Maybe you can pay something to do it for you. Maybe your kids can help you with some of the things. Or maybe you can swap tasks with other people. Some people love to cook. I'm one of those. And other people love to clean and really find passion in that. These are some of your friends you can swap. Maybe. Think about the options and how you can get some of the tasks done by other people. If it's work task, maybe you don't have to do everything. Maybe there's somebody around that can actually do some of it. That might not be done exactly the way you want it to be done. Like at one time when I was really had a lot of work at my old place and I needed to work so many hours and really have time for the cleaning. And I got my young daughter. She wanted to earn some more pocket money. I said, okay, honey, if you vacuum clean and do the bathrooms every week, you're going to get money for it. And so on condition, I only had to remind you once. And she said, okay. And for half a year, she liked doing it. She was 15. And my task was not to say how it should be done. My task was to teach her in the beginning and accept whatever way she did it. Except when she really jumped over what's the saying in English? Anyway, or she just do it without really doing it, you know? She had to do a pretty proper work, but it wasn't done the way I would do it. Just admit it. But my task was to say, wow, that's a great job, honey. Thank you so much. You really deserve your money. And accept the way it looked. Just accept that getting help might not have it done just the same way that you want it to get done, but you will have more time to do the things you love to do. And that's the important part. And the last thing that's really draining energy, at least in my list right now, is not, we already touched on that, not getting things done and having all the structure plan. So I just touched on part of it, and the other part is how to structure it and how you don't have to think about all the things you can do and when, and how to plan. And that I'm going to come back to in just a minute. But first of all, we have to find out, what do you really want out of your life? What is it you really want? Sit down, and don't have time to do right now, but sit down, and if you're listening to this as recording, you can always pause recording and do this exercise right now. But take this question and write it down, have it in front of you. Sit down with a piece of paper, and for the next 15 minutes, write down everything you want. And listen to your intuition as you do this. For me, it might be getting more out in nature, having time to be more creative, cook some great meals, read this book. Whatever it is that comes up to you, make sure to write it down. And you might get something that you say, I couldn't do that. I never would have time for that. Stop it. Write it down. So you have to get a picture of what is it that you want out of your life. And that's what it starts to give you. So what do you want? Write it down. And then do the passion test. And I'm not going to do this today because it does take time. In my coaching program that I explain to you later, I will do it with you. But you can always find the passion test online. Just Google the passion test and get several hits where it's described, and you can do it on your own. But the passion test, something to help you find your passions in life. What's the 5 things you do that gives you the most energy? That gives you the most fulfillment in life? It's going to change once in a while, usually not big, but when you do have kids, for many people, not everybody, many people, one of the passions is taking care of the kids, luckily enough. But when they move away from home, well, that passion is probably changing. Unless you got grandkids, it might get back. But the passion test is something very powerful to really discover your true desire and your true passion for life, what's really fulfilling you. So I will encourage you to take it. Maybe you can go together with a friend and you can find it up, look it up and do it together, helping each other. That's a great way. And this slide looks very strange. Anyway, set the pace that works for you. That's what this is all about. It's about setting the pace that really works for you. We want a pace that's great. You want a pace that's just for you, because the pace in your life just for you is differently than mine and your neighbors and your friend. We have our own pace, and we want to honor that pace. And we want to find it so we can have it work for us and not against us, because we're not honoring it. So before I get more into that, we have to focus on. We want to keep the focus on what we want to accomplish. Set a goal. Find out what you truly want in life. Find your passion. Focus on what it is that drives you. Put that in as a GPS and stop seeing all the trees so you can see the deer. And no, this picture is shaky. Had to be really quick taking it up in our forest before the deer run away. So I only had one shoot and didn't turn up that well. But you get the meaning. This, the trees, there's some glimpse of sun, there's a distraction, there's grass. There's a lot of things that distract us. But when we go through all of the distraction, we can focus on what is the most important things. In this case, the picture of the deer. And as we go through planning, another important thing to think about is the 80-20 principle. If you never heard about that, I'm going to describe it shortly. The 80-20 principle, 20-80 called as well, is something that's been tested over and over again by several research. What you find out was that 80% of a given task is done in 20% of the time. You heard me right. 80% of a given task is done by 20% of the time. So if we stop wanting everything to be perfectly, we get more done. Much more done. Because it's going to take another 80% to get the next 20% done. To give you a couple of examples, when you move somewhere, you get all these boxes. And if you remember back to the last time you moved, probably noticed that it didn't take that long to get the 80% done. You know where all the clothes went, the kitchen things, blah, blah, blah. But the last boxes, approximately the 20%, that took so long time because you needed to figure out where every single piece should be. And some of the boxes might even still stand in the basement. For some people, it does for years because you don't know where to put the stuff. Or maybe it doesn't say you that much anymore, but you don't want to throw it away. So anyway, the 80-20 principle. It's a great way to see. Another example is cleaning. Let me just start down to vacuum cleaning. So if you take your vacuum cleaner and you go around your living room, you can get pretty much done very quickly and look nice. And then if you get down on your knees, there might be some stuff underneath the sofa, table, in the corners. And this is totally all right on a daily basis. So you could decide to vacuum clean that 20% of the time, and then once a month, you would do the full round where you're really going into every corner. Think about where you can implement it. In my garden, for example, I really treasure this principle. So go weeding. And I noticed, like, I have a very small garden. And coming back for 2 weeks of holiday and the weeds is high. In a couple of hours, I can go through it and have it nice looking again. I know if I go through, there's a lot of small weeds, things that need to be done. But I don't need to get them done. So on the daily basis, I'm just doing the 80-20 principles. And then when the weather is nice and I just want to be outside, I go around kind of meditating state and really go deep. But definitely not on a daily basis. And sometimes I don't get it much done because I don't have the time. But I always have a nice looking garden. I'm just not spending hours and hours to have it perfect looking. Where can you implement the 20-80 principle? Think about it. Maybe you already jot down a couple of ideas. So always think about this one. What is the best use of my time and energy right now? What is the best use of my time and energy right now? Always think about it. always think about how much time you're going to spend on a task. Because if you set a time limit, the task is usually done much quicker. And a good way to do this is setting up a timer for like 35 minutes. And that's the timing that works for me. And I would go ahead and say to myself, for the next 35 minutes, I'm going to focus on this specific task and work focused on this. When the alarm goes off, you have to stop immediately what you're doing. Because if you don't, your brain knows it's cheating you. So it won't focus as good the next time. Even if you're so fully concentrated right now, you don't really want to take a break, what you can do is get up, stretch, take a couple of deep breaths in and out, maybe just outside, not looking at your emails, not turning on your phone, nothing. Maybe take a glass of water. Deep breath in, go back, set the timer again. And you will notice how focused and quick and easily you get things done. It's a great task, great way to get tasks done that you don't really want to do. So now we come to the most important thing. Plan, plan, plan. I would say structure, structure, structure. If you don't plan, you don't know what to do. And you don't have the overview. So your mind is stressing around about what to do then and how to get that done and blah, blah, blah. Getting a plan. Take that time, even if it feels like, I don't really want to do this. If you take the time to plan up front, you're going to get much more done and have more energy when you get to the end. And how do you do that? First of all, find out what you have to do during the week. That's important. And I'll give you some examples right here. So the best way to do this is to take a week plan and then figure out the things that you can't change, things that's given. In this case, this is a doctor appointment. Put in like a coffee appointment with Lotte. There's a school meeting in the evening. Have 2 trainings and then have lunch with my family. So these things I have to do. And I need my energy to do these things. So far, so good. What is next? Next to do is to put in the things that's next important and take more effort for you. This case, the person that's not working, at least not scheduled in here. But things need to be done, like cleaning. That takes a lot of energy. So as Thursday was the only day that week that I didn't have any other plan, I put the cleaning in there. And for me, the cleaning is something that takes energy, and I have most energy in the morning. So I put it in the morning. And you're noticing that I put it rest in there. I will come back to that later on. But just that you know that rest, if you cannot do it at noon, like when you have the lunch appointment with the family, you can take in a short rest before and after. I still get rest and have energy for the whole day. Another important thing when you take rest every day, you're going to keep your energy level more up. In this case, here's a person that's working from home. And you're noticing that I put color on this as well, which is always an idea for you to use. Colors gives an overview. My family, everybody's having a special color. So I can just look at one color and know exactly what my son is doing, my daughter, myself, my husband. So that's easy. That's the way you can use color, but you can also use it in this way. So here I use the blue for the appointments, the purple for the training, and then I put in 2 things that I haven't really covered yet. The buffer time and focus time. And the third for this is free time. So buffer time is with green here, and just wrote emails, but it's also mailing, filing, making a phone call, all the things that's small tasks that needs to be done. And if you set a specific time to do that, it's going to flow much more easily and effortless. And you get more things done. So it's a good way to schedule that time in. It's kind of buffer time. The yellow one is focus time. And just put it in work here. But it can be in your daily plan I'm going to come back to if more schedule exactly what it is that you're going to focus on. But focus time is time when you turn off your email notification, turn off your phone, and focus on a specific way, a specific task. A good way, again, to set the timer. When you have the overview of your week, you're going to put in a specific day. And it varies person to person how much small stuff they want to have in their plan. So this is like a middle range. Some people want like the full range, some people want less than this on this one. But only you can know to experience. A good place to do that is in a paper calendar. You know, one of those with 1 day per side, because they have all the timing and everything already set in. So in this case, I have my morning routine, getting up, bath, getting the kids up, all of that. A specific time we have to eat breakfast. I forgot to put the time in here. And then I'm going to drive my kids to school. Then there's buffer time. And the reason I have buffer time in here is because not so long afterwards, I need to drive to get to a doctor's appointment. So I know I won't be able to have a lot of concentrating time. So I put in filing and do small tasks. When I come back from the doctor, I can do emails, mail, maybe more filing, phone call, whatever needs to be up. Have my lunch, and then I take a rest so that I'm sure that I have energy for the rest of the day. And rest can be meditating, power nap, whatever. Then I have my first coaching client. So I have an hour for coaching clients. Then I have an hour where I focus on preparing. So my focus time in the afternoon today. So I prepare the workshop. Maybe like this one. And then another coaching client. When I finish with that, I go for a walk, get some exercise and more energy in. Prepare dinner, have dinner, gonna help with some homework. And then I'll just relax and take time for me. Your day is probably going to look differently. But if you write down approximated time frame, you're going to have more done, I promise you. Because you know what to do, why and then. And your brain don't have to focus on this, but can release that pressure into energy that's needed to be done to do the task effortlessly. Before I move on, I'm just going to share shortly my coaching program with you. So if you're interested in this at all, just want to spend 2 minutes before I tell you the last things. And because what is absolutely possible is to create a fulfilling life. Even where you're standing today, you can always have a great life and get the task done. The thing is to find out exactly what you want to have done and to work a plan. I hear for so many people that I'm always so tired. I spend my day working, but I don't seem to get anything done. I can't structure. I can't find my things. Or when I can't figure out how to structure, how can I do anything for my kids? I feel so low. You don't have to feel low. There's a way out of that. And I'm going to show you how. So how would it be for you if you can start to be in charge of your own life? So my program is Create a Powerful Week Group Coaching. And my intention is that by the end of these 6 weeks and 6 classes, you will have a daily template that really works for you. because the daily template is individual, and I will show you different ways to do it. You'll have started to change your habits, because we all have habits, and some of them are supporting us, and some of them are limiting us. And we want to get rid of those that are limiting us and start creating more of those that are supporting us. Have a weekly action plan that really works for you. To how to plan and schedule your whole week so that you have energy for everything and don't get overtired and can't do anything for a day or two. How that you know your sleep pattern and are implementing it. Some people are early risers, some are late birds. You have to know who you are and figure out the best way that works for you. For me, it took me years to figure out that when I get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and start working, I'm at my best and I have more energy throughout the day than when I try to get back to sleep. On the other hand, when I do too much in the evening, I can't really fall asleep at night. So I need to really honor my time in the evening. Take time for me. Slowly wind down and be in bed at least by 10. And that's when I get the best night's sleep and have more energy. So know your sleep pattern. Something you're going to work on it. Know your passions. What drives you moving forward? Know when your energy is in a high throughout the day or low, and what you can do to get your energy back. What's working the best just for you. And you have creating an action plan moving forward when those 6 weeks are over. You get all of this for only $97. But you can read more below if you are listening to this recording. And if you're listening to this live, I'll send you the whole schedule. Enough of that. Getting back to what I mentioned over and over again. Sleep. I have a great picture of my cat. They spend so much time sleeping, much more than we really want to. But I just want to tell you that sleep is the most important energy giver. Maybe besides breathing. And taking a nap or do a meditation. It can be a long nap, it can be a power nap, long meditation, a short meditation. Depending where you are in life, maybe 1 time, 2 times during the day. Only you know how much you need. Experiment with it. But don't experience with it being one day one thing, the next day another thing. Take 2 weeks at a time, trying a specific thing out. Look what worked and what didn't. Think about what would work better and try that for a couple of weeks till you find out the power that works best for you and what pattern works so you have most energy throughout the day. But it's so important. If I don't take at least 15 minutes meditation throughout the day, I get much more tired and get less done than otherwise would do. And even places like Google, they give themselves today, they give their employment a full hour a day to take care of themselves, to rest, to meditate, do yoga, whatever they want. And they figured out they get much more done than they used to get done. So that energy and that time is given so well out. Always think about implementing. For me, if I can get half an hour, I'm gladly going to take it because that's what's given me the most. So what I want you to do is just plan your day and work your plan. Think about everything I said today, about how to find out what you really want, do the passion test, remember to breathe, get outside once a day at least. Find out what needs to be done. Find out if you have to do everything yourself or somebody can do the things for you, especially the things you don't really like to get done. And then schedule your whole week so you throw out your energy over the whole week so you don't waste it all and use it all up in the beginning and get totally overtired. Spread it out. And when you've done that, plan your day. and then work your plan. This is how you get the most energy out of your day and how you can stay alive and fulfilled. Plan your day and work your plan. That's the biggest thing I can give you. And with that, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure for me to speaking to you today. And you're more than welcome to send me an email at lotte@vesterli.dk or go into my Facebook page and post what you've gotten out of this webinar. And if you have any questions, go ahead and write them down now or send them to me. I'll be so happy to answer you. And remember, you are the most important person. And when you take the time for you to really plan your day and put in time for yourself as well, do the things you love, you're going to be more healthy, feel more rejuvenated, and feel more at peace. Thank you again.